have these platforms and tools and technologies that have given rise to the ability for anybody to congregate, create groups, activism, passion. And so, yeah, you are seeing a huge surge in activism.
Today, access to the internet equals freedom of expression, and it should be considered a basic human right.
2009, when there were a contested election, Bolotarian, it became a place where people expressed dissatisfaction with the Iranian government.
Conflict has existed since the dawn of time, but we're just now seeing how closely digital technology is starting to influence the way that different forms of conflict play out. Things that happen offline are impacting how people react and share content online, which in turn impacts offline events.
During the revolution, I covered what was happening in desenvolvido over the internet. I was arrested and tortured in the Interior Ministry for 5 days. I think that social networks and the internet was the most important factor in the Tunisian revolution.
Since January 2013, the Syrian regime launched at least 150 Scud missiles on people. So we built IMTA, which is the online warning system for the people who live in that targeted areas so they can go to the shelter. That service made the Syrian regime angry. After 10 days, we had this massive, huge DDoS attack to throw us offline.
It's changed everything. It's completely changed the game. I think one of the best parts about social media is that it's not just about one-way communication between me and you. It's about everybody having this giant conversation together. And how that's changed activism is really gotten people who might have only been tangentially involved or maybe cared about an issue, get involved with causes and figured out ways that they can actually participate through this giant conversation that's happening.
It's really bringing the world closer together, I think, and empowering people. There's a whole big world out there that we need to start paying more attention to because it's not just all about us anymore.
And for those intent on changing the world, online activism holds the promise that the overwhelming challenges we face can be tackled in ways we never
L'unica cosa negativa che c'è oggi rispetto all'Ottocento è che noi, essendo più colti, avendo più mezzi di comunicazione e di informazione, siamo capaci di riflettere meglio sui guai dell'umanità, sull'infelicità umana.
Instinct we had from technology is that it would remove the human element. You would have people behind computers and not interacting. And we're seeing this quite different. The predominant use of technology as we see it is to create better human relations and connections, not less.
They communicate, young people do, with instant messaging and texting and Facebooking and all this kind of thing. And I'm wondering, what kind of effect does that have on their ability to have real relationships, not texting relationships, but real relationships?
Often their technology serves as a starting point for them, and they find friends who have something in common. They can learn about a culture across the world in a chat room or with a key pal. So they are growing up as global citizens.
Because through this technology, the kids can meet kids they never would have met before. Whereas when you were 10, you were limited pretty much to the kids that lived on your block.
The Center for Collegiate Mental Health found that the top 3 diagnoses on university campuses are anxiety, depression, and stress. And numerous studies from the US, Canada, the UK, you name it, have linked this high social media use with these high levels of anxiety and depression. But the scary thing is that high social media use is almost everyone I know. It's my friends, it's my family, my colleagues. 90% of 18 to 29-year-olds are on social media. We spend on average 2 hours a day there. We don't even eat for 2 hours a day. Anything we do this often is worthy of critical observation. Anything we spend this much time doing has lasting effects on social media. We are already experiencing impairments similar to substance dependencies. So what do we do to feel good? We check likes. Just one more time. We post. Just one more time. We're anxious if we don't have access. Doesn't that sound like every drug you've ever heard of? The Canadian Association of Mental Health found that as young as grades 7 to 12 students who spent 2 hours a day on social media reported higher levels of anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts. For those of you doing the math, that's as young as 12 years old. You see, everything I've talked about today has nothing and everything to do with social media. What do I mean? I mean social media is neither good nor bad. It's just the most recent tool we're using to do what we've always done: tell stories and communicate with each other. Twitter doesn't make people write hateful posts. So when we talk about this dark side of social media, what we're really talking about is the dark side of people. That dark side that makes harassers harass, that insecurity that makes you take down a photo you were excited to share, that dark side that looks at a picture of a happy family and wonders why yours doesn't look like that.
How many times does anybody look in horror when their cell phone rings with the personal call? A whole conversation starts happening in your head when it rings. Tiffany, why is Tiffany calling? What does Tiffany want? Why is she calling me? And then you have that last ringtone moment where you know you have to pick up that phone or let it go to a voicemail you may or may not check. Hey, Tiffany, what's up? The whole time thinking she could have completely texted this whole message to me. If I asked everybody in here if they could take their phone, set it down, and walk away for an hour, could you do it? An immediate sense of panic comes over us. We will turn the car around even if we are halfway to our destination just to go back and get our cell phone. But it seems like the more we talk about how technology divides us, the more we demand from it. And I think that's a huge risk that we're running in our society today.
Perché noi dobbiamo rapidamente avere un modello nuovo di convivenza, un modello basato sulle nuove tecnologie, però usate ai fini della felicità umana, che deve essere l'obiettivo fondamentale. Quindi noi abbiamo anche da riformare il metodo con cui l'umanità progetta il suo futuro, perché la società post-industriale ha come elemento di base la progettazione di futuro.
Não é novidade para ninguém que a tecnologia está mudando o mundo e nos levando para um futuro ainda desconhecido. Nos próximos anos, a inteligência artificial vai excluir centenas de milhares de pessoas do mercado de trabalho. E esse é um problema em escala global que vai afetar a economia de todos os países. E se por um lado já existe um movimento para esse assunto, me assusta ver que a maioria das pessoas não fazem ideia sequer do tamanho dessa ruptura tecnológica que está para acontecer. E eu não estou falando de algo que vai acontecer daqui 200 anos. É uma mudança que já começou e vai se intensificar demais nos próximos 10 ou 20 anos.
In 2013, researchers at Oxford University did a study on the future of work. They concluded that almost 1 in every 2 jobs have a high risk of being automated by machines.
A substituição de emprego por robôs e softwares tem sido tema de diversos estudos. E um deles, da Universidade de Oxford, aponta que aproximadamente 47% dos empregos tendem a desaparecer nos próximos 20 anos. E aqui eu não estou falando só de motoristas, operadores de telemarketing e corretores. Professores, médicos e advogados também estão nessa lista.
Now, machine learning is the technology that's responsible for most of this disruption. It's the most powerful branch of artificial intelligence. It allows machines to learn from data and mimic some of the things that humans can do. Over the past few years, we have made dramatic breakthroughs. Machine learning is now capable of far more complex tasks. In 2012, Kaggle challenged its community to build an algorithm that could grade high school essays. The winning algorithms were able to match the grades given by human teachers. Last year, we issued an even more difficult challenge. Can you take images of the eye and diagnose an eye disease called diabetic retinopathy? Again, the winning algorithms were able to match the diagnoses given by human ophthalmologists. Now, given the right data, machines are going to outperform humans at tasks like this. A teacher might read 10,000 essays over a 40-year career. An ophthalmologist might see 50,000 eyes. A machine can read millions of essays or see millions of eyes within minutes. We have no chance of competing against machines on frequent, high-volume tasks. But there are things that we can do that machines can't do. Where machines have made very little progress is in tackling novel situations. They can't handle things they haven't seen many times before. The fundamental limitation of machine learning is that it needs to learn from large volumes of past data. Now, humans don't. We have the ability to connect seemingly disparate threads to solve problems we've never seen before. Machines cannot compete with us when it comes to tackling novel situations, and this puts a fundamental limit on the human tasks that machines will automate.
Se de um lado a gente tem esses milhões de empregos desaparecendo, é claro que diante dessa nova economia, muitos novos empregos vão surgir. Mas existe um ponto importante aqui. Se a gente olhar para a trajetória da Revolução Industrial, quando os humanos foram substituídos pelas máquinas, isso geralmente aconteceu em trabalhos de baixa qualificação. Quando a gente não precisava mais dos trabalhadores agrícolas, que representavam 80% do mercado de trabalho na época, eles passaram a ocupar as vagas nas indústrias que estavam surgindo. Ou seja, eles deixaram de arar a terra e passaram a apertar parafusos nas linhas de montagem. Quando esses empregos das linhas de montagem começaram a ser automatizados também, eles passaram da linha de montagem para serviços de baixa qualificação, que é onde essas pessoas estão hoje. Agora, quando as pessoas dizem que haverá novos empregos do futuro, e que os humanos podem ser melhores do que a inteligência artificial, e que os humanos podem ser melhores do que os robôs, essas pessoas geralmente pensam em trabalhos de alta qualificação, com pessoas que vão trabalhar com robótica, com gamificação, com realidade aumentada. Eu não vejo como motorista de caminhão desempregado, aos 50 anos, que perdeu seu emprego para veículos autônomos, nem como um caixa de supermercado que não teve oportunidade de estudo, vai se reinventar diante desses empregos do futuro, que vão exigir uma alta qualificação.
Se io introduco delle tecnologie nuove, devo sapere che grazie alle nuove tecnologie si ridurrà il tempo dedicato al lavoro, aumenterà il tempo libero, dovrò educare il giovane al tempo libero e dovrò anche provvedere affinché non diventi disoccupato ma si ricicli per un nuovo lavoro. Ripeto, è un modello complessivo che noi dobbiamo pensare.
A gente está falando do provável surgimento de uma enorme classe de pessoas ociosas. Como que essas escolas e essas universidades se preparam? diante de um futuro tão incerto. Eu já estive algumas vezes no Vale do Silício visitando as universidades mais inovadoras de lá. Eu visitei universidades sem campus, universidades sem professores, colégios para crianças superdotadas que aprendem através de projetos, com impressoras 3D. Eu fui em uma universidade do Google com a NASA, que fica dentro da NASA. Mas uma das que mais me chamou a atenção foi uma escola chamada Minerva School, em que, além de várias coisas super legais que eles têm um foco muito grande em desenvolver as habilidades comportamentais de seus alunos. Foi lá uma das primeiras vezes na vida que eu ouvi dizer que as habilidades do futuro não serão as habilidades técnicas, e sim as habilidades comportamentais. Já na era digital, decorar nomes e fórmulas já não faz mais sentido. As respostas estão prontas na internet. Isso não quer dizer que a gente não vai ter que se desenvolver tecnicamente. A gente vai sim ter que desenvolver essas habilidades, e a chance delas estarem ligadas à tecnologia e à codificação é enorme. Porém, a velocidade da mudança das coisas vai ser tão grande que essas habilidades técnicas vão ter um prazo de validade muito curto. Em outras palavras, esse profissional do futuro, então, vai ter que ser um long life learner, ou seja, ele vai ter que aprender para sempre. Aquela história de que a gente vai estudar até os 20 e poucos anos, e aí a gente vai entrar no mercado de trabalho, e a gente vai fazer algumas pequenas pausas para uma MBA ou para uma pós-graduação, não vão mais fazer nenhum sentido diante dessa nova economia.
It could be terrible, and it could be great. It's not clear.
Right.
But one thing is for sure, we will not control it.